Music to play.
Assistant Vice President for Digital Services, my Chief Information Officer, Office of Technology and Digital Services, American University of Nigeria.
I said you should connect at once, let music play. Oh, it's already on.
When they say my account is temporarily locked, we have locked your account because someone recently tried to log in from an unfamiliar location.
See you.
You see me? Ladies and gentlemen, you're welcome to the State House press briefing. Our secretary is here. Our press secretary is here. So we just we had some technical issues. So right now we're going to have the anthem. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. I don't know where you are in the globe. You are welcome to our State House press briefing. Today I'm here because the press secretary wanted me to be here so I can answer some questions directly. He will be introducing his show. I'm just a guest.
Hello, Mr. President.
Yes.
My pleasure. Hello, good people. Happy Saturday to everybody, everyone, every Amazonian watching from all the nooks and crannies of the world. Good afternoon from Washington, D.C. live, and good morning or good evening from whatever part of the world you might be watching us today. This is the press house, the State Press House Corps, and we are here today because as we promised, in line with our policy of beginning a state press, whereby you people can get all the latest information from all the papers and the activists and the journalists of Amazonia. This is a meeting point whereby hot issues are discussed, concerns are resolved, and that is why I decided to say that His Excellency should be our guest for today, because there are a lot of issues that ought to be clarified on air, especially with regards to certain letters that, certain memos, certain press releases that are all out there on social media. And today again, I'm with His Excellency Samuel Sako Ikome, the acting interim president of the Federal Republic of Amazonia. We are here live in our own studio. So we were trying to do some technical connections through SCBC and STV. I was not at the beginning because I was trying to figure out the cables, since it's the first of its kind that we are connecting live from our own studio. So it's a great job that His Excellency and myself are doing for you people of Amazonia. And we decided to have our own studio rather than running around, so that we can connect straight to SCBC from wherever we are. And that is good for the security, for our security as well, His Excellency, not so?
Yes, yes.
It's very good for our security.
Yeah.
We're safe.
So I want to greet the members of the press corps, wherever you are now. You are part of the team. We are happy you agreed to be to contribute in this process where we want to make information available to our people. So because the cure for all rumors and demagogy is a sure access to the truth. When people have access to the truth, to information, they don't go for rumors. They don't settle for rumors because they have a sure source of correct information, verifiable information. and they also have the opportunity to ask and get clarification. So people don't settle for rumors and rubbish, things that don't make sense, just because they are somewhere hanging in on the media or internet. They don't settle for that. They say we are going to get to the bottom of the truth about this. So that's why we're here. Time and again, I will come to meet able Dr. Nick and answer some of your questions. If you, I think we like it.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, in case you are just joining in, this is the Federal Republic of Ambazonia State House Press Corps, and we are here because we have decided that there can't exist a presidency without an outlet for information. And this is your meeting point for all of you Ambazonia activists and journalists or social media activists, to whereby ideas will converge. Then these ideas will be circulated directly from the presidency without going through all the bureaucracy or the bottlenecks of administration. And that is the kind of structure we want to set up in Federal Republic of Ambazonia, a place whereby any of you can reach the president without going through all the bottlenecks of administration that we just came from the past regime, and the regime that we are struggling to replace and set an example in our own nation, by setting an example in our own nation.
French Cameroon,
La République, the devilish La République du Cameroon. We don't want that. We abhor, we negate, and we totally castigate whatever we have gone through that rock regime. We will not want that to repeat itself anywhere, either to us or even to our children or our great-grandchildren. And that's why we have decided to take the bull by the horns and say that enough is enough. Okay, without much ado, in case you are joining in at the State House Press Secretariat, I want to inform you people that today we have an agenda, and please share so that we can get as much viewers as possible. Let it hit all the nooks and crannies of the world. Let this message today, directly from the Press State House, reach everyone. I will begin by giving you people the agenda for today. Today we have a 7-point agenda. We shall begin with a word of prayer and a minute of silence for the elder brother of His Excellency Sako Ayok Julius Tabe, who passed in Ewele village last week. And also, the lone sister, the husband, also passed in Nigeria. So that family is totally bereaved. The family of our Excellency is severely and seriously bereaved with dual obituaries. Yeah, the lone sister's husband also in Nigeria also passed, as well as a senior brother who took care of him also passed. That is point number 1 on our agenda for today. Point number 2, which we were already in the process, is that the president was supposed to be welcome officially, but he's already here because he decided to give a helping hand for me to do the technical setup. So I was supposed to welcome him. I've already done that by welcoming His Excellency Samuel Sako at the presidential state press house, the presidential state press conference room or secretariat. He is here, and he wants to give us some word of greetings, and also to introduce his My Trip to Boya campaign, and also respond to certain circulars that have gone out on social media, on our WhatsApp forums and other groups. So he will be responding to some of them. He has one of the letters here handy. Then the third point is that we will discuss the achievement done by the State Press House Corps and announce its members so far, and invite more members who are journalists of Ambazonia, social media activists, and whosoever to join by sending a message to me at my phone number, which is 001-442-347-7045, or you inbox me using my Facebook Messenger with any information so that I can connect with you and include you in the Facebook in our group of journalists and social media and activists, which is titled the Press State House Corps, and where all of us converge and discuss ideas of the week, share ideas about what's going on, respond to ideas so that the leadership can learn from us, from our own analysis, and also draw the direction of the leadership. Okay, so number 4th point is that we are going to discuss how the State House Press functions, what are some of the obstacles posed by members contacted so far, and then we will also give an opportunity for members to dial by audio or by video. For today, we'll take about 1 or 2 or 3 callers, because we don't have enough time, since the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia will be coming up shortly after our episode here for My Trip to Boya campaign.
Immediately after we drop the mic, he will be on with you.
That's good. So the Vice President, His Excellency Milton Tucker, will be coming up immediately after this our session here in his own session in South Africa to tell us about My Trip to Boya. And in the past days, you guys must have heard enough from the President about My Trip to Boya, and he's going to be talking about it because that is our anthem now. My Trip to Boya is my anthem. Is the national has the same weight like the national anthem for the Federal Republic of Amazonia, because we have to get our ticket. We have to get our bus ticket, and there are classes of the ticket. You get a couch, you get the first class, the second class, and or you prefer the normal zone, right? So you have to get your ticket for My Trip to Boya. It's very important. And then we're going to review some of the news for the past week. And then we're going to open the floor for questions, and then we'll have an instant response by myself or His Excellency Sako. Then we're going to have a last word from our President. So let's dive into the agenda straight away. And should, in case you are joining in, please share, and share. I want to see this go wide as wide as possible, because we have a lot of great information here to give you guys. Okay, His Excellency, I think we will begin the program by observing a minute of silence for the loss of the senior brother of His Excellency Sako, and also the in-law that passed. So please, let's give a moment of silence in respect of those who have gone. Thank you. May the souls of the faithfully departed rest in peace. Amen. Okay, so Mr. President, we are on item number 2, which we had already begun, so let's just continue. Welcome as our guest at the State House Press, and it's our honor today to have you in session. And the people of Amazonia who are watching are really eager to hear from you and to know about more about My Trip to Boya. So I will now ask you, Mr. President, how has it been going with My Trip to Boya?
Oh, it has been a thrill for me. I have been on my toes since Wednesday when we roll out this program. Mm-hmm. It was just a realization of the promise that I made during my last speech and address to the nation, that the Lord was giving me, God was giving me this burden for the nation, and that if there's any time we have to fight to win, it's now. If there's any time we have to awake and see that the enemy does not mean good for us, we cannot. He's changing and intensifying his wicked strategies against us on a daily basis. It is clear that French Cameroon wants to conquer us this time and rule us as a conquered people. From 1961 till today, they have duped us and ruled us by duping us by fraud and by deceit. There was no contract, no agreement.
No treaty of union.
No treaty of union. So they have ruled us through deceit and oppression. Now, this is their strategy. They want to quickly finish the job, burn down our villages, maim all our young men, kill them and bury them in mass graves, force millions to go on exile, erase a generation so that we will surrender. And if we surrender, do you know what that happens? What happens? We become a conquered people. And from that moment, I understand that the purpose to wipe out English completely from Cameroon, so that it will all be Francophone and French. In fact, we will be wiped out as a people. We will be a conquered people. A conquered people have no rights, they have no voice, they have no place, they have nothing. They are worse than the slaves. Slaves, they want to keep them alive so that they can do something for them. A conquered people are completely eliminated from existence. This is the master plan of the La Republique. That's why they send paratroopers, they send armored cars. That's why they send helicopter gunships. That's why they shoot people in the villages like animals. When they run to the forest, they send helicopters to gun them down. That is why they kill them every day. They kill us every day like rats. They call us rats. They call us dogs. And I thought to myself, if this continues, the humanitarian problem will continue to increase. Refugees will continue to increase. The wounded will continue to increase. More villages will continue to be burnt. How long shall it take? How much will it take for us to contain this trouble, trying to contain this mess, trying to take care of this mess? Very soon we will not be able. Then we will yield and surrender. Then we become a conquered people. And so, I have this message for you. We have to arise now with the best of our might. I know we have put in much. But when you have done something, and your best, what you have done has not brought you the results, then you need to put in your best to get the results. And we have the strategies, we have the know-how, we have the knowledge, and we have the people, we have the manpower. What we need now is the resources. Put the resources in our hands. You know, for us to get that amount of money, it takes real sacrifice from you. That's why we're talking of my trip to Buea. Try to give something that measures up to a ticket that you dream to pay to go to Buea. We can deliver the real ticket to you in the next few months, in the few months ahead. How? We are just going to change the game. We are just going to change the present equilibrium. We are just going to change the equation on the ground. That's all it takes to cause a proud enemy to come to the table.
Yes, two important things I must have picked today from the president's speech is that the first thing is he has continued to lay the keys why we have to be independent. He's laying the case and retrospecting us into all the horrors that we have gone through in the hands of La République, of the devilish regime of La République du Cameroon that has decided to reduce our people to cockroaches and dogs and rats and cats, killing them. The genocide that is going on now, currently going on, that we are going to touch on it down the road in this our discussion for today. Then you can see that my trip to Buea is a very important campaign and a signature reform of this presidency, in the sense that in my trip to Buea, he has laid out a clear vision on how he wants to get to Buea, if at all people will give this financial support that it needs to go to Buea in the shortest time possible. And now, for today, we are not taking phone calls for contributions, because I know many of you watching out there want to contribute. We're not going to do that because the State Press House does not do that. The State Press House will encourage all of you to go to the website. And the website again
is www.mytriptobuea.com.
Yes, www.mytriptobuea.com without any space, all clustered together.
Yes.
And then go there and make your contribution. Can you throw some light about how the contribution looks like? The various couches and the classes on that bus that we'll be getting onto. Because like the first class, second class, and third class of getting to Buea.
There are two categories, basically, of contributors.
Yeah.
The people who don't have what, that means that even if we are to go to Buea today, you can't pay a ticket to go there, right? You don't have the money. But you can make a contribution. We have started from, if you check the website right now, you're going to find from $25. So even a student who wants to get this thing paid can afford $25.
Good.
Because that is the best of his sacrifice he can afford. Now, we can pay $100. Those are all contributors.
Yes.
I want to be part of this, but I don't have the money for a ticket. But this is, let it be registered that when duty called, I made this sacrifice.
Correct.
Then for those who want to give ticket amounts vary from the first class, which is the coach class, because there are different classes. The economy class, the first class, there are different classes. So the ticket amount begins from $500. Then you have $1,500, and then you have $3,000. Then $5,000 is the first class. First class. Give us a first-class contribution, and you can be sure that you will soon buy a real first-class ticket to land at Tico Airport. That I can promise you.
Wow.
If you know you want to fly by first class to go back to Buea, give us a first-class ticket and watch and see what we'll do. We'll change the game on the ground. Some people might be doubting me and saying whatever they are saying, But La Republique has followed me for 1 year and a half, so they know me, they know what I'm talking about. They know that I don't come here to mince words, and they know that I'm capable of following my word right to the end of what I'm telling you. We have a program, we have a strategy. It is not for social media. Give us that money. We will accelerate our arrival in Buea.
Wow. So you can see for yourself that I've been following up from the day my trip to Buea was launched by His Excellency Sako. I've been following up. I've seen him gone across all the social media houses. He's been to Ambumbo Live. He's been to Dexter Brain's STV to unravel this package of my trip to Buea. And there was a popular cry whereby people were talking about the amount, that $100 may be a little bit heavy for some to pay, and some were begging that the amount should be dropped so that everybody can at least contribute from $25, $50, and to prove to you people that our president is the president that listens to the voice of the people. Because that's the kind of government you people should start having right from now. If we want to change and have our own restoration of independence and independence for ourselves, we should have people at the helm of office who listens to the cry of the people. Because we can't be running from a government that has failed to listen to the people and come again and set up a government that does not listen to the people. Just take, for example, he has decided to revisit the My Trip to Buea structure and has brought down the money right up to $25 so that any Tom, Dick, and Harry that does not make any much income can be able to be on that bus to Buea. So that is a very laudable initiative, and I will congratulate His Excellency for that. That's a job well done. Yes. I appreciate that. And this is what the people expect their presidents to do, to listen to them and listen for reforms. Listen and make reforms from the reactions of people. He has just done just that, bringing down My Trip to Buea so that everybody, the mami selling bitter leaf or akra or banana, can call anybody, give it $25 that my pikin. Take this one, contribute for that My Trip to Buea way. That will president one take we go for Buea in the shortest time possible. Okay, His Excellency, we will not take all the time to dwell on that since we have another program after this, which is the Vice President coming up. We will rush through what we have today. The second part of it is that I wanted His Excellency to react to some social media letters, bystanders, or some people who do not want us to go arrive in Buea, and they are making it possible. They are doing all gimmicks, all gymnastics, or all what kind of witchcraft or kind of means that they can invent to puncture the tires of that bus so that it should not reach Buea. So, His Excellency, I'll give you time to take a look at what you have handy, which is a release coming from somewhere that we don't know, and tell us something about that.
Yeah, before I say what I want to say, all of us are capable of mistakes. All humans are capable of mistakes. When somebody makes a mistake and you approach that person, or you bring the mistake to the knowledge of that person, the natural reaction should be a regret. And when somebody regrets, it is because he made a mistake, because he is not perfect, he's not God. But when somebody makes a mistake and it is brought to his knowledge, instead of acknowledging the mistake so that we know that he is just one of us, he too makes mistakes. When that person decides to lie, that it didn't happen, when that person decides to double down, it means that it is not a mistake, it's a lifestyle. Correct. You only regret for things that you did despite yourself, because that's not who you are. Then you regret. Then you ask for apology. But when you double down on the wrong things you do, they are not mistakes anymore. That's a lifestyle.
A habit.
And you see, it is difficult to cultivate confidence when we are not truthful to one another. I saw a press release from the ARC. I am a person that I breathe collaboration. I desire collaboration. I want collaboration. I bend backward for collaboration. That is what I am. Because of my desire for collaboration, throughout the prosecution of this struggle, I took an independent position so that I will not be carried away by any philosophy, so that I will be able to analyze every position from a vantage position. That's why I took this position. So it's not my style to be overly partisan in my analysis. I try to judge it the way it is. I saw a reply to my presentation at Ambomo Live, calling me a liar. Whoever authored that, but because I look at the hand is that of Isaac, but the voice is that of Jacob. That's what is happening. When I look at this writing, it looks like somebody else wrote it and somebody else signed it. But let me consider that the one who signed it was the one who authored it. It's a disgrace. Mr. Bo Herbert called me. Whoever called me, I cannot remember the details. But, okay, assume that it is possible that probably, I don't remember who called the order, because we call ourselves all the time. But I had a phone call with Mr. Bo Herbert. And I had this phone call. I was talking to Bo Herbert. I wasn't talking to a conference. I wasn't talking to a people. I was talking to a friend, a comrade. Okay, how did that message become the message to a conference if it was not recorded? Okay, here is the press release. Let me show you that what I read in the media. I want you to see it. I am giving you so that you can go to the social media and look at it. Go and look at it. You will see where I underlined, where I highlighted. Go to the media, you will see. But let me show you. When somebody is a professional liar, he doesn't succeed all the time. There is a time that he will try to lie. His own pen will betray him. You know, this is the statement. Let me read it from here, not me. The rest of it calls me a liar, that I sacrificed the truth. I said this, what I said in Ambomo Life was a lie. Let me read you what the person who says it did not happen. They did not record my phone call and play it at ARC. That Bo Herbert said he did not. That did not happen. Let me tell you what he wrote in the letter, or they wrote for him. He said that Tumfoin Bo took a message from Dr. Sako, which was delivered to the Reboot workshop. Tumfoin Bo took a message from Dr. Sako and delivered it to the Reboot workshop. Now, in what form did he take the message from Dr. Sako? Was it a written message or a phone call? In what form did he deliver that message to the conference? I spoke with him. It was a phone call. How did he deliver my phone call message to the conference if he did not record me?
Let me just weigh in, His Excellency.
No, he wrote this. I did not even write it.
This is blasphemous. This is blasphemous. Because, and then let me tell you people, my fellow, or let me tell the fellow citizens of Ambazonia that it is a violation of ethical standards and principle if you do record someone without letting the person know that you are recording, because you have to read it as a right to that. Everybody who is being recorded has a right to be informed of recording. Yes. For example, as a therapist, yeah, I will always tell my patients that you should, in my confidentiality principles, that everything you say here is being recorded for supervisory purposes. Yes. And it will only be used, and the limits to which that recording will be used. You have to specify if that session that you're having, that conversation you're having with that person is going to be recorded and what it will be used for. Yes. It will not be used for malicious intentions. It will be used for intentions to enhance our going to Boya. Yeah. It will not be used. So in as much as His Excellency Sako is trying to reach the members of ARC and the members of all other defense groups to talk with them and to facilitate our going to Buea through collaboration or through unity as one man. They are using that those phone calls and those approaches that he's approaching them to try to get them into a collaborative platform for malicious intentions. Because His Excellency Sako, that's a proof to the people of Ambazonia that His Excellency Sako has been reaching out to them. But they decided to record you and use it for very bad intentions.
Now,
go ahead.
The truth is that I tried to say that you recorded me because that's the only way you transmitted a phone call to a conference. I call you a day before the conference. The only way you can transmit a phone call to a conference is by recording. How did you transmit my phone call message to the conference if you did not record it? Now, my problem is not. This is not a big thing. I shouldn't center on this.
Concentrate on it. Yeah.
My
We have
problem
many groups. We have many groups. So
when
many groups.
When a leader is
group.
acting like this, he is making things difficult for the greater things that we ought to do.
Yeah.
This is very little.
We have an
But when it comes to integrity, it is very big.
Very big.
Because if he came and said, well, you know, when you gave that, I thought that you said some good things in our phone conversation. So even though I didn't tell you, I passed the message across to the ARC, and I think they liked it.
Yeah.
I would say, okay, next time, I hope I will trust you. You won't do this again. That would have been over. But he comes back with a write-up and looks for somebody to sign on his behalf, very characteristic of the writings I've seen before.
And His Excellency,
and then you make me a liar, you just to confess inside the letter that you indeed took a message from me and transmitted it to the conference. How did you take an oral message and transmit it without recording?
And the people of Ambazonia are not dummies. The people of Ambazonia are not dummies. You should note that Ambazonia got one of the most highly literate and educated population from Africa. While even in the diaspora and whatsoever, they are very studious and they understand what is going on. They understand this political game that some groups are playing. This brings me to the idea, because this brings me to one idea that I wanted to point out to you people. The idea that this letter comes as a second missile that was fired after the phone call that you had on Ombumbo Live, whereby one of their persons went on air and said that he has spoken to all the leaders without talking to you. I mean, how can you talk to all the leaders? You start from the bottom before you go to the top, or you start from the top before going to the bottom if you have spoken to all the leaders without talking to His Excellency Sako. I think that's the first point. Anybody in this struggle who considers his or herself to have a very genuine and a good heart for this struggle should know that if you want to contact the leaders of Ambazonia, the first person you have to contact is His Excellency Sako, who is the president, the acting interim president. So if you start to plead for collaboration as they so claim, where they would have started the collaborative appeal would have been from His Excellency Sako to the other leaders, and not talking to all the other leaders without talking to Dr. Sako. So it seems as if they are throwing missiles, one missile after the other. After the phone call whereby it was a disgraceful phone call because it was full of hypocrisy and contradiction. Now we have another letter again with malicious intentions.
Yeah. So what I want to say is that my doors are still open, but my heart is still open, you know. But I want people to be sincere. When we say we want collaboration, let us have collaboration. I will not lie to obtain collaboration. I will not castigate to achieve collaboration. I will not do evil to get good. You know, if I did not want collaboration, I will not go to these people. Then how can I go there in order to just pull them down? Then I say I want collaboration. No. So I want to keep this. This is not a good chapter in our struggle. I still hope that I will receive a phone call and an apology, and probably we will move on from there. And for other leaders, this has not done anything against me or my intention or the intention of the IG. I will still go all the way. I have scheduled meetings with other leaders. I'll tell them. We will talk as one man. I want to assure you that all the self-defense groups in Ambazonia, 80 to 90% of them have come together as the Ambazonia Self-Defense Council.
That's good news.
That's
good news.
By my efforts,
yeah.
I encouraged them to do so, and now I got the press release from them that they have achieved that, and the IG is standing 100% with them. And you know what? They have decided, all the groups that came together, they decided that the funding that is destined to their organization should come to the IG for better management, for better coordination, for efficiency, so that we can bring in the strategists that will help them and we take back our country in record time.
Good.
That is what collaboration will do. It is just for the people. It is for the people of Ambazonia. Yeah. There's no winner when we collaborate, but the people of Ambazonia.
So, His Excellency, you must see that in the past week, since you began these new reforms, especially for my trip to Buea, we have recorded enormous success in all other areas apart from these irrelevant letters and irrelevant phone calls. We have had a lot of momentum than ever before. The first signature momentum is my trip to Buea, and the reaction has been very, 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 very positive.
That's been tremendous.
And then secondly, we have had the self-defense groups. 4 of them have come together under one umbrella and are working in collaboration with the IG.
Yes.
And then again, we have had the State House Press Club. The State House Press Club has done a lot of work, has tried to reach out to most of the activists and journalists, and most of them have joined.
Yeah.
Very few of them have not yet joined, and those who have not joined have not refused to join, but they have said that they have to do some consultation before they join. So it is on that page that I'm going to inform His Excellency and everybody out there watching that the following members have already joined the State House Press Club of Ambazonia. We have Ashu Kingsley. Ashu Kingsley has joined. Chris Bongam. Chris Bongam has joined. Dexter Brain. Dexter Brain has joined the State House Press Club. Don Pacho. Don Pacho from Spain has joined. Ambassador Emma Larry, alias Cuckoo Blings, has joined the State House Press Club. Mr. Fortung Daniel just joined today. Mr. Fortung Daniel joined the State House, the Press Club today. There is a name here of a lady who is currently visiting in Cameroon, and for security reasons, she has joined the State House Press Club, but she has said that she's not going to make it viral. So we're gonna skip her name. Okay, we have also had Kemi Ashu. Kemi Ashu has joined the State House Press Club. Mark Barretta has joined the State House Press Club. Prince J. Carr, our social media activist, has joined the State House Press Club. Silas is one of the co-hosts of a program on SCBC. He has also joined the State House Press Club. Eric Tato has joined the Press House State Club. Wonja, who gave 1,000 pounds for my trip to Buea, Wonja Teke from Great Britain, has joined the State House Press Club. And then myself. So we have about 20 persons already who have already joined the State House Press Club, and the family of the State House Press Club gets bigger and bigger. So we are really recording enormous success in moving this revolution forward, and Buea is a reality, if you can see from all the successes we have had. All the successes we have had these days.
Okay. Yeah. Let us see if we can have some questions, because just having a few minutes to go. If we can receive some questions. Are they calls? Are they going calls?
Yes, you can call if you are in the United States. Write this number down. You can call 442-347-7045. I repeat, 442-347-7045. And you can also get it on WhatsApp. You can call through WhatsApp, which is free. 442-347-7045. If you are dialing from out of the country, out of the United States, just add 001 in front, and so it will be 001-442-347-7045.
You can call
442. That's California.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
not Maryland. Maryland is 442. Yeah. So they can call. And we can pick up And then also I will be calling some of the members of the State House Press Club who have just joined. Maybe they have a word or two. And if we don't get any of them, then if we don't get anybody, we'll go to the next. So far as we can get a couple of them to also reach out to us here before we go, I think that should be an unknown call. A call is coming in. Let's see. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, welcome to the State House Press Club. Who am I talking to?
I'm calling concerning this contribution thing.
Yes.
Listen, I just want to suggest that they should divide the amount with different countries so that we, the different countries, can divide it into different cities or groups. Then we can raise the amount within our groups and then deposit it. That way we can know for sure that we're able to get the amount. If we all divide it, allocate amounts to different countries.
Yes.
Then we in those countries will divide it among our groups in those countries and raise the amount that way and deposit it. Because we have our own way of validating ourselves.
Exactly.
So if we just go to the website to control that, it doesn't always work.
Yes. Okay.
So if we divide the amount, divide it up and locate it,
Exactly.
do the rest in our groups.
Okay.
Our own time.
All right. Thank you. I got a question. I got the answers. I will tell you what we have done. We have already done that.
Right, okay, sir.
Okay, there's a second caller. There's a second caller on the line. Let's just go to the second caller. Hello? Hello? Oh, the second caller dropped. The second caller dropped. Yeah. President, you can highlight more about the contribution of the conference.
As we speak, the quotas per country have already been distributed.
Another caller.
Yeah.
Yeah, hello?
Put it towards them.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, welcome to the State House Press Club. You have a question you have a question? You can go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead. The audience is listening.
Who are you?
Go ahead.
Can I know who are you?
Okay, it's a mistake.
Who is speaking? Is that a mistaken call? You want to know? You dialed this number. This is the State House Press Secretary for the Federal Republic of Amazonia. And you are live. You are live. You are live on the program, the State House Press Briefing. Can you go ahead? Let me take the next caller. That sounds like the Republic call. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, welcome to the State House Press Club.
Mr. Vitalis.
Yes, Doctor, how are you?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Vitalis.
With excellence.
Yeah. Thank you.
My own suggestion is we are ready to pay that money.
Yes.
But we are very, very skeptical.
Yeah.
Why I'm saying skeptical is because the other president, they were paying with our money. They deceive us that they are taking our to International Court of Justice. And later on, we discovered that there was no case filed in that in the International Court of Justice. That already it makes me very, very sad.
Okay.
Two. Right now we have an African is leading the International Court of Justice. The Nigerian nominated, I think, on last morning. This is a high time we got to, if we haven't put our case in International Court of Justice, this is a high time we have to fight that case with immediate effect.
Okay. Let me just answer because
your point has been gotten. The president will respond to you. Yeah.
Here is the thing. There have been many changes of regimes within a very short time. Some of the things you are talking belong to the Sako era. And some of the things they are talking, some of them belong to the GC, Governing Council era. And then some things may also belong to the first IG era. And now this is a new IG era from the time that our president suffered the demise, that we are still believing God that he will be released. So now, I came up, you knew me, we were talking from outside. I asked those same questions when I was just an activist. I asked the hard questions and I challenged the answers. I wasn't part of the process. Since I came into the seat, I came to the seat, my job has been to clean the house. That is why I stopped SCAPAC. I stopped it. It's no more the treasury of Federal Republic of Amazonia. I made sure I reorganized a lot of things. And now I can tell you that even the former webmaster is no more our webmaster. I have taken time to clean the place. And for you, who says it is now time for us to go to the International Court of Justice, let's stop talking about yesterday. Bring the money that we need now for the robust action we want to put in place. I think we will accommodate that International Court of Justice if our experts have agreed. Whatever we have the means to do, which is the strategy to take us forward, in this, under my watch, it shall be done. I can assure you that.
Thank you very much. And let me add to that caller for clarification. You know that His Excellency Sako was the pioneer or maiden president of the Federal Republic of Amazonia. Yeah. Since his abduction, you had some of us who were very outspoken in this revolution who have studied all his achievements and also studied his weaknesses. And so we have come here to work on all those areas that there were a little bit of weakness or there were some weaknesses, and to make sure that anything that was a weakness should never repeat itself again. And as you must know, His Excellency Sako is a no-nonsense man. That's why he's called Dr. Common Sense. And he is out here to make sure that he works on his own reforms in as much as correct the errors of the previous administration. So we will keep going, making it better until we reach Buea. Yes. And that's why he's assuring you that with him in control, we shall get to Buea sooner than later. Exactly. Okay. Let's wait for another caller now.
Should be the last question?
I think we should take the last caller. Yes. The last caller, because we have to give room for His Excellency Milton Taka, yes, who will be coming back after this. Another caller on the line. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, welcome to the State House Press Club. How can you say your name and quickly state your purpose of calling?
Thank you. This is Don Obi.
Come again?
Yeah.
Don Juan Obi, welcome to the State House Press Club.
That's the warrior.
Go ahead.
I just call in support, encouragement.
Yes.
There's such a time when we should do this. I only wish to tell the leader, the revolutionary leader, that, well, in times such as these, we shouldn't allow cripples to underline the very big debate and discuss. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
The issue about art should be kept aside, if not swept. I wouldn't say swept totally under the table, but there would be these things. Hope that we will meet many people who will disappoint us in many ways, who will make many mistakes. Mm-hmm. But it should not be made part of any public agenda whatsoever.
Yes.
There are very bigger issues which must be prioritized.
Yes.
There are very bigger issues which must be, because the ordinary Southern Cameroonian, the ordinary African, which it's just like, I don't want to stay like a dog who sentiments everywhere. Bring the big debate, but mention the little sensitive thing, they will hold you that one. Mm-hmm. And then we would definitely take all bigger issues. So keep it aside. If you don't want to make it the central debate, if you don't want to continue the fight, I am determined to root out these differences.
Yes.
This fight among us, whatsoever reason. I want it out of the internet, so that we focus on the bigger issues.
Exactly. Exactly, Comrade.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling. The President will respond to you now, yeah? President, go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's the last caller.
It's a respectable voice in the revolution. And you know your opinions count, whether privately or publicly. So thank you for the call. We can't take any further calls.
We can't take any further calls because
we didn't have enough time.
Enough time for
today. Up to an hour next time.
Yes. Next time we'll have up to an hour so that we can respond to all the questions.
Our acting vice president is supposed to be coming on air right now from the same station, same minute as I speak. As we go off right now, he will be coming up. Long live the Federal Republic of Amazonia, short live the struggle. We are waiting for your contribution in mytriptobuea.com. God bless you.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our program for today. Unfortunately, because of time constraint, and given the fact that the Vice President, His Excellency Taka Milton, will be coming up immediately anytime from now with or after this broadcast. You know, for today, we were not expecting His Excellency, but it was just like an emergency that he had to come and respond to very hot issues concerning our struggle and to move that bus to Boya within the quickest time possible. So we will be leaving you people today with that. We have what we have given you on this platform today, but next session will be different because the members of the State House Press Club who have just joined will now have that time to answer, to pose some questions, ask some questions, comment, come on video and on audio like the other speakers today. Then we can move the struggle ahead. I think this is the best way for us, bringing the administration closer to the people, bringing IG closer to the people. So without much ado, I'm going to tell you people that, let me hand it over to the president to give you a last word.
I just say bye-bye. Let's meet in Boya sooner than later.
Okay. In honor of our president, Sako, we are going to play a music that is coming from his area to wrap it up instead of the anthem, in honor of the people that they have lost in the family. So we're going to play a music from his place. Yeah. His enthronement tune. A moment. Anyway, the volume is the problem, so we're gonna connect to this to give them as a signature tune. Let's give them a signature tune as a closing tune. And, yeah, so that's the tune I really wanted us to listen to in honor of His Excellency Sako. We're playing a music for his enthronement that took place sometime in the past as our signature closing tune. And at the State House Press Club, it has been Dr. Nick Santos, your Press House Secretary, your State House Press Secretary, who has been live today and with a guest, an honorable guest, of course, in the program, His Excellency Samuel Ikome Sako. He has taken your questions. He has answered some of them. He has given you people some points of direction in the revolution. And also he has castigated all those write-ups and phone calls that seem to distract our getting to Boya or to slow down our getting to Boya. It is on that note and with this musical tune that we now wrap it for the day. And please tune in to SCBC still or STV. Also, you'll be watching our Vice President who is coming up immediately now for the next program. I will see you guys again on Tuesday for the next edition of the Federal Republic of Amazonia State House Press Corps conferences or meet the press. So have a blessed day. It's been Dr. Santos Nick. Bye and enjoy your Sunday. Bye-bye.